one night on our show, and it's actually a child a minute that is being removed by the Department of Child Protective Services, whether the allegations are true or not.
This is in the country or statewide?
That's through the whole country. We cannot get accurate numbers because, like Darren said, the government or the states are not reporting the actual numbers. Isn't that what we came up with, Darren?
Yep, that's correct. Every agency says something different.
Just one question. Can you tell me your full name, Darren?
Yeah, it's Darren, Darren. Last name is Guay, Guay.
Okay. And you are related to Tiffany in what way? Do you work together?
Yeah, we're partners.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Go ahead. So let's talk about Winchester just for a moment. I was working with another girl who their attorney for CPS tried to get her to voluntarily. Department did not like the fact that she was seen with the father of her child without the child at a store buying a gift for the child because they want to charge her with failure to protect. She called me and I told her absolutely not. Here in Winchester.
But only she was because the child was not with her?
Correct. The child was not with her. And CPS had to have been following her and watching her come out of the store. The father wanted the father. They had pictures of them coming out of the store together. Now, the child was not with them. And you know, in Winchester, we have Apple Blossom every year, right?
Yes.
They also took pictures of them talking during the Apple Blossom Parade. Child, again, was not there. Because the department doesn't like what she's doing, their attorney filed to terminate her parental rights. So I'm just waiting to find out what this case is going to do, because that's absolutely absurd. Nobody has the right to tell you how to live your life.
Exactly. No, one question. Is this attorney provided by the city, or is like somebody, or why is her own attorney wants her to?
Well, here's the thing with the attorneys. The CPS attorney is the one that filed. The attorneys that they court appoint you, I know all of them. They don't do anything. And not only don't they do anything, they already know what these cases are going to be, because the judges, the lawyers, the CPS workers, they all drink from the same water cooler.
Okay.
It's a racket.
So they're all in collusion, and this is like I'm guessing that the people with less resources, that don't have money to pay for a lawyer, for their own lawyer.
Correct. The only reason that my daughter won is because I've been doing this for over 30 years. I knew everything. I'm a pattern person. I know their pattern. I know what they're going to say. I know where they're going to show up. I know what they're going to do. I know the police are coming, and I don't care. And I've already told all of them, I don't care if you wear a black robe, a badge, or a bum in the street. We're all created equal, and I'm not the one, because we have rights.
Yes. So what do you think is like the main reason they're like taking children away from their parents?
Darren, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's money.
Sure is.
Money's the main reason.
What do you mean?
They are incentivized. They're incentivized to take your children away from you. So the federal government gives each one of these states X amount of dollars per dollar that they collect on. So, for instance, $5 of federal funds for every dollar that they collect in child support. They do the same thing with the American Safe Families Act. They incentivize the adoption of children. So these states get extra amount of dollars for all of these things by the federal government for removing children and adopting them out. Or, they have different levels of classifications that kids get put into, whether they're going to be problematic or it's going to be an easy fostering situation. I don't know how many there is off the top of my head, the categories, but I know that there is a different number allotment of them. And each level is more than the other. So if you have a kid that, let's say, has a medical disorder and, so on and so forth, and it's going to be tough, they get maximum amount of dollars. And now they're putting into all of this stuff, all these new legislatures that are coming out are increasing the amounts of monies for these foster families. So why wouldn't you want to be a foster family when you could be collecting excess of $100,000 a year on one of these kids? And the foster families are supposed to be there helping the families get their kids back. That's what the foster family is supposed to be, a temporary housing situation to assist families to do what they're supposed to do to get their kids back. And they're not doing that. They're doing it now so that they get this money. I wouldn't, why would you want to give that back? $100,000 of easy money, So that's what it's all about. It's all about the dollar.
Like, they're not, like, CPS is not prioritizing family reunification, but removal, no?
You have a 12% chance of being reunified with your family if they get their kids in their possession. 12% chance.
This is statewide or
that's nationwide.
Or in the country?
Yeah, that's in the country.
In Virginia, if you go to the JLARC of 2019, Virginia fell 51st in reunification. We returned 40% of the children. The other 60 were adopted out.
And those numbers are probably wrong.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
That should be worse, you think?
Well, at that time, Virginia was the worst. JLARC hasn't gone back yet because they gave the Department of Social Services time to review and go over their stuff. So I'm waiting for the new one to come out, which it should come out, I'm going to say by this time next year. But we fell 51st in the nation for reunification, right? And that's heartbreaking because not only does CPS and the state get money, who do you think is funding these judges and these lawyers? Why would a judge who's supposed to be unbiased, right? They're not supposed to have a dog in this fight, listen to a CPS worker on a false affidavit with no witness because the state cannot be a witness against you. With no witness, only a complaint, and go in and get a removal order, right? Because a parent won't cooperate because they don't tell parents that these safety plans are voluntary, right? That you don't have to consent to anything. So when they call me belligerent, oh, grandma's belligerent. Well, yes, I am belligerent because you're violating the superior law of the land, which is the Constitution. It is we the people, not we, Frederick, Winchester, and Clark, right? Or Maine or Virginia. No, you're not the government. We are. And these people that we pick to represent us, they're not doing their job either. And it could cost them their seats. Because let me tell you, we put them there and they forget that. When we bring something to their attention and we need it fixed or we need it revised or whatever the case may be, they don't do anything, especially with this subject, because they're scared. Aaron, am I lying?
No. Every government agency is scared of DCF, whatever you want to call them, CPS, whatever you want to call them, because nobody wants their kids taken. These people don't care what color you are. They don't care how much money you have. They don't care. If they're targeting you, they're going to get your kids. And that's the demise of every person. Like, we're here on this earth to reproduce, and for them to come and take your kids for no reasons or next to no reasons, I mean, that's enough to scare the hell out of anybody. So people just walk away from it.
So what resources do parents need most when dealing with CPS in your experience? And how can you help a parent in this situation? What advice would you give them?
We give them all kinds of advice. The first thing is we tell them, you immediately turn on your camera and record them, right? Because video doesn't lie.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch the video with the CPS worker on my property that night, you will clearly see that she threatened, tried to coerce me, and all kinds of stuff. Well, if you don't sign this safety plan, I'm taking the baby into custody. I told her, go get a damn warrant. You're not taking anybody anywhere.
That's the first thing right there, is go get a warrant.
That's right.
Go get a warrant?
Yes, go get the removal order.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll judge shop. Because that's what they did here. They went to one judge, and the judge that they first went to was the one that I threatened to sue. And as soon as she saw my name on it, she passed it off to another judge.
Mm-hmm.
Why they were trying to remove your daughter?
No, they were trying to remove my grandson that didn't even live in this state.
Okay. So they gave you a reason, or what was the...
Well, what happened was my daughter thought that my grandson had ate some CBD, not with Delta 8 or anything, just straight CBD. So she took him to the emergency room. 2 doctors, an emergency room doctor and an emergency room pediatrician, released my grandson, but a blonde-haired, blue-eyed nurse called CPS and said that she had a 18-month-old baby in her emergency room stoned off his gorge. Now, those videos, too, because we recorded CPS, are on my YouTube channel. Because I put Frederick County on blast. Absolutely not. And I got her fired for filing a false report.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also an issue with the hospital.
Correct.
The nurses
well,
so
we had an
it's
issue.
a whole thing happening there, no? So the nurses are reporting. Are they, do you think they're like in collusion with CPS? Or?
Well, here's the thing. This is what people don't know. CPS contracts with hospitals, pediatricians, the schools, anybody who's a mandated reporter, the daycares, they have contracts with them. And we try to educate our parents, right, on you must stand on your constitutional rights, your civil rights, your human rights, and your inalienable rights. Because it's up to you to stand up. I mean, it's good that we're advocates, but we can't always be there. So that's why we put it out on Tiff and the Punisher, because this is what we talk about.
Okay.
And parents have to know that they do not have to contract with the state. And the way to really help these families is stop removing the children, because I will send you the websites that we use.
Mm-hmm.
There's a national website out here that put out an article. Children that are removed are 600 more times to be sexually abused, physically abused, or murdered, versus keeping them in the home, and instead of paying foster families, strangers, that money into the family and help that family.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that should be like common sense.
It's so common sense that you'll see me, if you watch my videos, I'll hit my head and be like, oh, should have had a VA. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just so common. And
okay, so from what I'm understanding, like I would love to make this article about a warning to the parents, no? Before you are in this situation, make sure that you know this before you go to a hospital. These are your rights, or if a CPS comes to your home, this is what you need to do. So you say, first of all, video, then like ask for a warrant. If you go to a hospital, like what do you need to do, or what advice would you give them?
Darren actually found an article that is, and he said he has to refine it. But correct me if I'm wrong, Darren. Did you or did you not find an article that said if your child ends up in the emergency room, they automatically call CPS?
Correct. They're trying to get that. That's the new protocol. Is no matter what your kid is going into the emergency room for, any visit will warrant a CPS call.
Wow.
So parents need to know that, right? First off. They're shopping for kids. They're shopping for merchandise. That's what they're doing.
Is like the kids have like a medical emergency, like the children have them all the time. You're gonna get CPS call on you.
Correct.
And then CPS will like start a file on you and start following you, or what's the procedure there?
Yeah, they try to push the safety plan on you, and then you're under what? It depends on, I don't know if it's a state to state thing, but it's typically a 30 to 45 day investigation on you. And then if they don't find anything, which that's up to them, they'll find it if they want to find it. It could be anything from dirty dishes in your house to, I mean, they let these kids go, the ones that really need the help. That's why we see so many deaths in this. They don't go after them because those kids they consider unadoptable. They're going after the worst thing. The statistics show right now is the most families that are being attacked are a double parent home. That's the families that they're attacking. Families where the dad and the mom are still together, because their techniques are to go in and make the family break apart. That's what they want to do. They want to break the family unit. They're called the Division of Family Services. Think about that.
Wow.
They sure are, because I just looked at, I got a whole list for all 50 states. You scroll over, and each one of them, beside their name, says Division of Social Services, Division of Child Protective Services. Just listen to that. It's not the department. It's the division. Divide the family.
Yep.
And like, for example,
hold on one second. The statistics also show that 80% of calls are unfounded. The children are not returned. The ones that are in need will never be removed because they are considered damaged goods and they cannot be sold. Because we're trafficking children.
Oh my God. So, for example, in the case of Claire Connor, from what I understand, it's her husband that tried to take her partner tried to take the child from her, no, because they were I guess I don't know, separating or something.
Yes.
So what she said is that they tested exactly like blackmailing. So they tested her son, and they said that like he had methamphetamine or something. So this is like
okay, so first let's talk about these drug tests. First of all, you really have to get a court order to take hair, blood, nails, urine. It doesn't matter what it is. Once these children go into state custody, the state believes that they can do anything they want without the parents' consent. Now, these drug tests are contracted by CPS, are ran by CPS. So what do you think, if they want a child, what do you think that drug test is going to come back, whether it's true or not?
Positive, yeah.
Correct. Parents, too.
And come to find out, most of these are only drug screens, which aren't even admissible in court. They don't even do true drug tests. They don't even do true drug tests. So these things don't even stand up to the court of law and they're still taking kids off of these.
Wow.
The American Bar
Do you have
Association.
like
Go ahead.
in Winchester and Frederick County like a specific cases and names of people that are working there that you know that they're not doing their job properly?
Well, we only call names out on our show. Here's the thing. I call them out on my show because they retaliate. Okay?
Okay.
They retaliate against anybody who speaks out.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care if they retaliate on me. But because I work with certain organizations, I was told that I cannot name names.
Okay.
But I do want you to know that two things are going on with the American Bar Association. The American Bar Association is trying to eliminate termination of parental rights because they said it's a civil death penalty to the family, and it punishes the family and more so the child because they are traumatized when they're removed. The American Bar Association also came out last year and said that yes, Child Protective Services has policed Black and Hispanic families for over the last 40 years. Now, everything that we're telling you, we can prove to you. These aren't just opinions. These are facts.
Mm-hmm.
They have least Black and Hispanic children now.
Say that again.
They have less Black and Hispanic children now.
No, they have more. They have more per capita. There's more black and Hispanic kids taken per capita, but the percentages, there's more white kids than most, but per capita there's more black.
They're taking more white kids. They're taking more white kids. Child Protective Services.
By the numbers, right, but not per capita. Per capita, they attack the black community way over the white community. So they say, like, I think the numbers were in such of 160,000, and these are just rough numbers because I don't have the exact ones, but there's 160,000 white kids in custody, and I think the Spanish and the black community split it pretty even with the other 80,000 apiece. So there's 80,000 black kids, 80,000 Hispanic kids, and then the rest Filipino, like down the line. But that's the numbers. But there's more white kids in America than there are black kids. So if you do the search at, look at how many they're targeting the black families.
Okay, yeah, no, so I understood it the other way. So they're like targeting Black families and Hispanic families.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you go to datarepublican.com and type in foster care, you will see how big of an industry this is. Type in Child Protective Services. You will see how much money these people are making off the backs of children.
Mm.
It's disgusting.
It's like specifically to make it because we are a Winchester-based newspaper, no? So, like, what? How do you see the problem, like in Winchester, compared to the other states? Well, to the other cities in Virginia.
Well, I can't say that I see a difference anywhere because these children are being taken all across the country at the same rate. But I will tell you this. I just got an email from Poverty Law School in Richmond. I'm going to be on the committee to reform Child Protective Services and foster care.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, the work that I've been doing, I don't know if parents know this either. There's actually a bill that got passed and that I was a part of. There was two. In 2022, Wendy DeGaius now requires the Department of Social Services, if they do not place a child with kinship in this area or in Virginia, they have 15 days to report in a letter why the child cannot be placed with kinship. And it has to be good. It can't be because they got bunk beds, or it can't be because they have a criminal record that they look past 10 years for, because the law is very clear. 10 years. That's it. Not only that one, but they also put into Virginia that the social services here has 35 pages of barrier crime. They were supposed to look at their barrier crimes and get rid of a lot of them. Have they done that? No. CPS workers, the judges and the lawyers, and even the police believe they're above the law.
Mm-hmm.
Have you like you saw that Sarah Connor went to Winchester City Council. Like, have you spoken with any of the mayor or the city council or any of our like town leaders in Frederick County?
No, you know why? They don't care, because now Claire is messing with their money.
So you think there's going to be like with retaliation because she with the people that she wasn't the only one there. There was some other people that spoke. So you think that doing something like that will create like retaliation against her? Or?
Well, I don't think they're going to retaliate against her right now because she's brought it to the public light and you all reported on it. But once this case is done and over with, if she gets her son back, absolutely, they're going to find a reason to go after her because she's exposing them. And the best thing that I like about her, and she's coming on our show, the best thing that I like about her, because somebody actually sent me her video because they knew what I did, is that she pointed them out right in front of God and everybody. And I was so proud of her for doing that.
Yeah, I know.
She literally pointed them out to the people and said, they told me I couldn't record. That's bullshit.
Yes,
These people work, right. These people work for us, and I tell parents, why are we paying them to steal our children?
Yeah. So you know any other cases aside from Claire that are happening right now?
Well, the only other one that's happening right now that I'm aware of is I'm waiting to hear about the other case about them terminating her parental rights, because Darren and I work with all kinds of people across the country, and we work with a person that actually gets their termination of parental rights overturned and children back home. So if that happens to this other girl that I'm working with, we will be referring her to the other advocate to file against the department. But the biggest thing parents need to understand, and what they really need to know, and you can put our YouTube channel in there, Tiff and the Punisher, is you must record these people. You must stand on your constitutional rights from the very beginning, from the very first contact. And you must not speak to them, because anything you say will be used against you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to know, I know that you cannot name names, but you know that there must be somebody that's doing their job right. So do you know somebody that is actually trying to change things and help people within the system?
Donald Trump.
There's nobody here. Yeah, well, Donald Trump. But as far as advocates, I think it's only.
But I mean, in
I know what you meant. I know what you meant.
That work for CPS.
Well, you know, I'm going to tell you how you know you had a good social worker. They quit.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
You know,
I'm serious. Darren, am I lying?
No, you know how you know a social worker is lying?
Their mouth is
Their mouth is moving. That's right.
So there's no social worker, and there's nobody that you can say like, okay, this person is fighting the system and is trying.
Well, what about Tiff? What about your group? What about you and Michael there? What about you saying that stuff with the NAACP helping out?
Because I had to get special permission and I didn't have time. That's why I can't talk about it.
I got you.
Okay.
Strike that conversation.
But I will tell you this. The lawyer that I'm working with, her name is Valerie. She is trying to do something. And I'll be working with her law students and them to reform CPS. And let's just say the only way to reform this whole system across all the states is to tear it down and rebuild it.
Amen.
Okay.
No more Band-Aids for this.
Well, and you think, you mentioned Donald Trump. You think that they're looking into this, that they're gonna like try to reform it?
We're hoping.
Oh, yeah, well, Pam Bondi's already started because people think when they go to these hearings that they're court hearings, they're administrative hearings. And she put out a warning to all administrative law judges. We will no longer protect you if you violate the rights of people. And judges are going to tell people that the Constitution doesn't apply, that any federal law does not apply to them. The Supreme Court doesn't rule their courtroom, all kinds of stuff. But they're absolutely wrong. If you will notice, Virginia is starting to get in line with the federal government. There are 10,000 social workers that are going to be fired here in Virginia because they have to stay in coordinates with federal law. Because it goes like this. Superior law of the land, Constitution. Federal law, state law, local law. If any of those laws contradict the Constitution of the United States, they are null and void and they cannot be enforced.
Okay. Well, there's hope, no? At least. Because, yeah, it looks like really bad for the parents and for the children especially, you know? Like,
it's for the children. The children are being
traumatizing for the children.
That's it.
Away from the only person they know.
There's a great study done by the University of Baltimore. It's called The Harm of Removal. You should look that up and see that what the
I will.
that will tell you all the statistics you need to know about what the kids turn into and become and everything else about the kids when they get removed from these homes.
Yeah, thank you for that information. Okay, I'm just I think we have a lot of information right now. I will contact you guys in case I have any questions, and if you can send me like the info that you think is relevant to our email, so I can create. I'm gonna take a bit to write the article. I wanna do a good piece, but if I have any questions, I will contact you. Is that okay?
That's fine. You'll probably get a ton of emails from me because I'm going to send you all the websites that's going to give you all the answers. And I'm telling you, we only put facts out because our reputations are on the line.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much, Tiffany and Darren.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And thank you for what you're doing. That's really important.
Well, we appreciate that very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was a good interview.
Yeah, let me drop this call. Yeah, that was a good interview. Did you record the whole thing?
Oh, yeah. I just played us live when it was on.
No way. Really? Good job.
So, which I will end it right now.
So let me tend to these because I got one screaming, one crying.
Yep. You go do what you
got my
gotta do.
door shut.
All right.
All right. We'll talk soon.
Talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that's that. interviewing the books, guys. And check out the shows throughout the day today. We got all kinds of good stuff going on, so make sure you come back. Have a good one, guys.
Our courts are contaminated with young, inexperienced caseworkers and polluted with bribes, high-priced bonuses for speedy adoption of terminated parents, and judges who don't practice law with the Constitution in their sights. This is a problem.
They take away the fathers, leaving just a mom and cubs. They know that with that out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroying the American way. Our legacy is built upon our families of yesterday. Fuck CPS, fuck what they doing. Fuck CPS, they need to be ruined. It's all about the division of family services. You hear that the division, that's what they about. They prey upon the family, the ones that the dad's been kicked out. We can't stand for this abomination. This is the song that needs to play across our once great nation, making us aware of the problem. Stealing our kids, it's not mama drama. Stand up for those who are lost to them. We need to fight for the family, making America great again. CPS comes along with the mission to protect. The only thing they are doing is cashing in those checks, paid for by the souls of the children, diagnosed by a caseworker who is still a baby herself. They take away the fathers, leaving just a mom and cubs. They know that with that out the way, the better things will go. Breaking apart the family, destroying the American way. Our legacy is built upon our families of yesterday. Fuck CPS, fuck what they doing. Fuck CPS, they need to be ruined. It's all about the division of family services. You hear that the division, that's what they about. They prey upon the family, the ones that the dad's been kicked out. We can't stand for this abomination. This is the song that needs to play across our once great nation, making us aware of the problem. Stealing our kids, it's not mama drama. Stand up for those who are lost to them. We need to fight for the family, making America great again.